Since being founded in 2019, All Elite Wrestling, or AEW, has been nothing but a great alternative to the WWE. As whether some people like it or not, they do great numbers for a company that isn't the WWE. And with AEW rapidly growing from the small company that they were in 2019, there's no shock that some wrestlers in the business have jumped ship. But as some people say, the grass indeed isn't greener on the other side, and many believe that some are either being wasted or have fallen off altogether. AEW was founded in 2019 by Tony Khan and a group of wrestlers such as the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes. AEW will go on to debut in national television in late 2019 and immediately carve their name in the industry. The original roster saw the likes of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley, who had just left the WWE and made a great debut at AEW's inaugural pay-per-view, which in some people's eyes gave them the credibility that they needed for signing such a popular talent. AEW would also have lower mid-stars like Pac, Christopher Daniels, Dustin Rhodes, and a young MJF. Then COVID hit. But despite the pandemic in 2020, AEW would still go on to sign great talent such as FTR, Brian Cage, Mr. Brody Lee, Matt Hardy, and even Sting. And they showed in a year full of ups and downs, they were here to stay. And throughout a time where wrestling was quite boring and soulless without a crowd, AEW provided the audience at home with a unique experience with matches like the Mimosa Mayhem and the Stadium Stampede, which is still beloved by almost every single AEW fan. But the year 2021 is where AEW really forced people to take notice. In 2021, AEW would sign veterans like Mark Henry, The Big Show, and even Christian Cage. But this is not where they stopped. With WWE releasing many great wrestlers in 2021, that opened the door for AEW to swoop them right up. They would sign great talent like Andrade, Malachi Black, and Ruby Soho. And these were all great signings for AEW, but was nothing compared to who else AEW would go on to sign. AEW would also sign superstars like Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and their biggest signing ever, CM Punk. These signings gave AEW instant credibility, and whether people liked the company or not, they had to tune in to watch their favorite star. And they didn't stop in 2021, as in 2022, they signed more stars, such as Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, and even Saraya. And with AEW's roster getting bigger and bigger, there's no shock that some believe certain wrestlers are being wasted, as people often critique AEW for dropping the ball on wrestlers like Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson, as they both debuted in the company on the same night in late 2021, which instantly gave fans something to look forward to. But fast forward almost 2 years later, besides having some great matches, none of AEW's top signings have done anything actually significant. A very small few of them have had any actual meaningful or good storylines when you think about it, with most of them just being showcased on Dynamite or just coming up short in a title win, as Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson have both lost world title matches multiple times, with Cole losing to Hangman twice and Danielson going to a draw twice and then losing twice on top of that. There's also stars like Miro, who was on the run of his career then ultimately just stopped being on TV. But there can also be some very good valid reasons that a talent might not be on TV, that some fans just simply might not be aware of, such as maybe a wrestler is injured or rehabbing, or we've seen wrestlers with like the Lucha Bros, Pac and Jamie Hayter, that could very well just be dealing with visa issues, which might prevent them from showing up at all. Another reason a talent might not be on TV can be issues with management or the booking, as Miro is a perfect example of this, as there were reports of a scheduled Miro return in November for Full Gear, but he refused once he learned he would be doing the job to Orange Cassidy, which has led to Miro just not being used at all. Which has now led to the question, do AEW wrestlers get wasted?